Everything in our reality is determined by our beliefs. What you believe to be true about your world, the character that you've lived this life as, that you've built through your human experience, all the things that you believe to be true about how you relate to the world, that is what's creating the life that you live. And here's the thing about our beliefs. I'm not talking about just start changing, like believing in other things to be like delusional, right? Well, consider this. Everything has been created through imagination. The shirt that I'm wearing, the picture frames behind me, everything has been created through imagination. There's a difference between the delusion of grandeur or you being highly motivated to something that you believe in. So join me, Ventzi, your divine feminine empowerment and spiritual awakening coach. Let's get it. Here's the thing about our beliefs. They determine three things. They determine how we feel, how our thoughts are, what we think, and most importantly, our behaviors. I like my hand going this way better. But that's okay. I guess it works both ways. See, I could have believed that my hand was here and it would be weird for me just to switch it and then also be vulnerable with my expression and say, oh, this is how I prefer my hand. Like, I could believe that my YouTube videos need to be a specific professional way, or I can believe I can show up in the most authentic expression of myself. Right? Because imagine the shirt that somebody made that I love. Imagine they held themselves back from their imagination and didn't create this shirt. I wouldn't be wearing it right now. I wouldn't even know it existed. Do you get where I'm going with this? So if you believe because of the past or mom and dad or parent patterns that, well, you shouldn't do the things that you want to do in your life because it may not be able to support you, or it's silly or unconventional, or it doesn't make sense to the people you're speaking about it to, well, guess what that belief is going to do? If you believe in what their opinions are and their beliefs around this beautiful thing that you're passionate about, you're never going to take steps towards it. You're never going to take action. If you believe it's not possible for you, there's already so many shirt designers out there. Me being one, I didn't make this shirt. I do make print-on-demand clothing with my artwork. My point is, though, do you get it? It's going to determine your behavior. And your thoughts are subconscious things, which are essentially your beliefs, because thinking is a verb. It's the active form. And eventually, once you thought and, once you do enough thinking, these thoughts get stored in the background, which start determining your behavior. And because you believe it, you've bought into your thinking. So here's the solution: having boundaries, not just with people, setting healthy boundaries with people, and being able to set healthy boundaries with your thoughts, the thoughts that which you prefer to feel and choose, because feeling is next. You associate with your thoughts because when you think them, you're feeling a certain way. You start to feel a certain way about the thoughts that you're having and the thinking that you're doing, that you buy into that reality that this is who you are now. And every moment is a new moment. You can shift. Life, here's the thing about time, is we experience time in kind of a picture frame fashion, right? Through like a movie scene. Except what you don't realize, or you may already start getting into that quantum physics, is this movie, there's multiple versions of it. It's just, where are you on your journey right now? And you can shift picture frames instantly. You can start to be a new person every moment. You don't have to be held back to this character you've been playing. You can shift right now. It may be a little astonishing for the people around you who've known this version of you for so long. Well, guess what you get to do? You get to invite them on your new journey. Hey, something's different about you, so-and-so. Yeah, I've decided I'm this now. I am, the power of I am. And I invite you on my new journey. Guess what? You just brought them with you on your new parallel reality shift. Because if you can feel and believe that you're becoming someone else and that you are this new version, you're going to stop limiting yourself because your beliefs are limiting you. That's why they call it limiting beliefs. Now, I'm not saying, start advertising yourself as a heart surgeon without going to school right away. Like, there is going to be some action on this new journey that you want to be excited to take and learn about, right? Like, you may want to go to med school first. For most things, you can just start being it. And here's what happens is the universe, which is you start to align things that are in your favor for that new journey, including maybe going to med school. And that's part of it. This is what the human experience is about. Now that you're on a new movie, the part where it all rolls, like the new movie roll, right? Like once you're on that new movie roll, now your journey has shifted. You can pivot at any moment. Like me. I'm deciding to switch from love and light vibration to using my name. Because I feel like I have outgrown this love and light vibration YouTube channel. And in a way, I had fear around it, that I was hiding my true self, my true Ventzi self. And my belief around love and light is the human experience is as spiritual as it gets. You come here as your divine creator self of a fragment of source, which source has just fragmented itself into, higher density beings and higher selves and other souls. Is the universe experiencing itself? You are that. Right, where was I going with this? Point is my view on love and light is you choose here. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not sorry. Why am I saying sorry for a mistake I just made? See, here's the thing though. My view on love and light is you came here as the spiritual creator that you are to experience the human experience so that way you can expand your consciousness. Right? And through this journey, we get to forget who we are so we can kind of stop playing the game with cheat codes. So that way we can reincarnate and re-experience a new life. Because imagine having everything available to you at once. You're going to want a reset button eventually and experience everything again. Because that's the fun. It's the excitement. You can always go back to experiencing everything that you want all at once when you're done here playing this character. So love and light for me is loving the light. Because that light is also casting light on shadows. The human experience part of all this, the part where we get to feel all this deep, immense amount of emotion. Right? This part of us, what we've built from our character, all these beliefs and traumas and pain, and it shines light. And we look at the shadow and we start blaming all the shadow darkness things. And we never really realize, well, wait a minute, the light's actually shining on it because that light is showing us contrast. Like the light has a fault in this too. It's not even a fault. It takes responsibility. Everybody wants to love the light. But when it really comes down to it, it's like the light's actually showing you all your problems and all the areas in your life to get better at, to improve on, the contrast, the human experience part of this. I'm not here taking people away to realizing they're a divine creator, which, yeah, that's my point. Realizing that, and also realizing you're still here having the human experience. Because it's like, well, you're still stuck here even after you realize you are the creator, so you might as well start creating the physical reality that you prefer. Not that you're stuck here, you choose to be here. And here's how we shift our beliefs. And I've mentioned this in my previous videos because I've reached this realization and this new place in my life where healing isn't a grandiose thing. Even when I've been seeing my psychologist slash therapist, I go there and I explain what I'm experiencing, and I also explain like how I'm overcoming it because I'm doing the work. All I needed was really someone to listen to me and kind of validate where I'm at. She even mentioned it to me myself, as I am doing the work. So what I realize is I think sometimes people fall into this like trauma cycle where they keep feeding into digging in so deep, right? And then you think like, oh, now I have all these patterns and stuff to fix, when really it's time to start taking action. I didn't realize it. However, every single time I've had a breakthrough or an awareness, it's all you have to do to shift your beliefs is add awareness to the thing that's not in alignment with how you prefer to feel, how you prefer to think, and have the thoughts that create from the thinking and the behaviors. Because once you add your awareness to the things you don't prefer, you can look in and find out, what belief am I holding on to that I'm thinking, feeling, and acting this way? Because once you realize you are the creator, all you do is you just add awareness and you can instantly just shift. It's no longer believing that you need to have years of therapy to get better or whatever. It's actually implementing. Start embedding these realizations, because everything becomes a choice now. Do you want to keep acting and being this old version of you now that you have awareness of the habit that's been brought to light? It's a choice. It's now no longer this unconscious, subconscious programming, because now you have the program and you are the program. You get to choose, how am I going to move with this? Now that I have the answer, am I going to keep making deliberate decisions on being this newer version, or am I going to fall back to what's comfortable and familiar to my past ego, where you don't want to be anymore? Right? So once you have this awareness that you're that powerful that you can just shift instantly because you are the creator, that's the real power. Then you get to just make deliberate actions and choices to things that excite you, that you believe will get you one step closer to the life that you want. And being present in the moment is where all your power is at. Because it's who you're choosing to be, not because of what it'll get you. And all you're doing is, you already have all those things. You just want the journey. That's why you're here. Because up there where your source, you have, again, instant manifestation, GTA with cheat codes power. Like, imagine if all you did, and I'm not joking, sit down and play GTA, any one of them, your favorite one, with cheat codes for a year straight, and don't do anything else. Have food ordered to you, figure it out how to make it happen. That's all you do every day. You just get on your game, from sleeping to that. Don't talk to people, nothing. Like, you know how boring that'll get? That's what it's like being sourced. That's why we have this physical and metaphysical experience of the universe experiencing itself and its own creation. That's why we were created by ourselves, to experience our creation. So enjoy the physical reality. That's why the contrast of emotions is so beautiful, because it allows you to see where you want to go in your world. And sometimes you do pivot. Sometimes you outgrow this old version of you, and that's part of the choice that you get to make. So add awareness to what you believe. And if you can't find out why you're thinking, feeling, and acting and behaving a certain way, we'll dive in deeper and find out what belief is holding me back. Like, if I were to ask for help and assistance on something, and let's just put it this way, and I was afraid to ask, why would I be afraid? What belief am I holding around that? An example, and I've experienced this, is one, I don't want to maybe feel like I'm being seen as stupid, or I don't know what I'm doing. That would be a belief, is believing that they may see me as I'm not very intelligent because I need help. Right? Because I've had, because I grew up pretty abused by my father. And that's another story. Point is like, it's like this stuff that you see. It's like I was beaten into a pulp to believe that I need to be strong and that I need to be a certain way. And I don't need other people's help. And like going to school, I didn't get very, through elementary school and like junior high, I didn't get very good grades. I eventually did end up going towards nursing, and I became a 4.0 student when I went to college. And except for one semester that I had to like drop because of personal situations. And point is, either way, where am I going with this? 60-minute long video? What the heck? I wanted a 4-minute long one. Anyway, it's the beliefs, right? It's the beliefs that I will be perceived a certain way, and that's holding me back from asking for the help that I need. That's my point. It's like, look back and realize, like, and then you start realizing how nonsensical that is. It's like, wait a minute. That's actually a true sign of strength, that I'm okay with being vulnerable, being seen like I don't know what I'm doing because I want to better myself. You get it? It's like you start looking at these beliefs and it's like, what's holding me back? Why haven't I been using my real name on my YouTube channel? Well, maybe because I've been hiding and I wanted to be, more of this area that I, believed in, and now it's shifted. Because if you love the light with like you reach this place of unconditional love, and then you start loving, knowing everything's going to benefit you, whatever contrasting event you experience, you start loving it. Start loving the human experience. And yes, it all comes from a place of love. You get to choose to show up from a place of love in the best possible outcome, to express how you feel to others, set healthy boundaries out of love. Because all your BS of how you've been treated in the past has reached you to this point, right? So my perception of all this is shifted. And that's part of the journey. So it's okay to start shifting your beliefs. It's okay to start asking for help. It's okay for you to start being who you are. Maybe there's a belief of rejection. I felt that. Right? And then you start realizing how nonsensical it is once you realize, and through this journey, it's like once you start letting go of people's opinions, you start showing up as who you really are. It's like how nonsensical it is for me to not use my own name in my YouTube channel. And it's like, I speak about all sorts of stuff, not just esoteric things. So it's like, there's no way I can cram all this stuff in just love and light. I'm actually part of this FTP program, Full-Time Purpose, that Aaron Dowdy and Victor Odo run. And I asked for his opinion. Well, not opinion, I asked for a reflection on my channel, and he gave me it. And then through that reflection, I realized, because I have been thinking about pivoting and creating a new channel and just using my name and just dropping this one, or I can just change this one, right? And then it's either I start catering more towards the people that are in the love and light space and start off my channel differently and maybe change my language a little bit to fit that. And then I realized, well, I'm not really excited about shifting more of myself because I'm happy with who I've become, and I don't really feel that's who I want to be. I don't want to start, starting my channel off with like namaste and like all relaxing vibes when I have this this high, beautiful energy of my own that's unique. And yeah, I'm going to claim it as beautiful because I believe it is. Not like in a narcissistic way. Because I'm owning it. I'm owning my light. I'm owning my frequency. I'm owning my voice. I've gone pretty vulnerable in just this video alone. Why are we all afraid to be ourselves? Like, the world doesn't need any more of people not being themselves. Like, it does nobody and it's not empowering to anybody, and especially yourself. In fact, I've been most inspired by people who were way different out of the normal because they just followed who they really were. They showed up as who they want to be, wore the clothes they wanted, had their nails painted. Yes, men too. Not just women. And I've been most inspired by those people. And it took me a while, though, to start wanting to be like that. I mean, I already did. And inside, I had a belief that, oh, society won't accept me. I'll get rejected. This and that and blah, blah, blah. And what are people going to think of me? They're going to start questioning my sexuality. Like, it's all these beliefs. And it's like, it doesn't matter. People are going to think what they're going to think at the end of the day, in the moment, no matter what. So you might as well show up as who you really are and start believing in yourself. Start taking action as the version of you that you want to be. Because again, if there's something that you don't prefer about how you're feeling in your life, how you're acting and behaving and how you're thinking, it's because there's belief structures that all you have to do is add awareness to. And once you add awareness to them, that's the end of the habit. That's the end of the healing. After that, it's a choice. Because if you keep doing it, you believe that there's something in this comfortable energy of yours that's still serving you. And maybe if you can't figure out what it is yet, maybe it is because of fear of society not accepting you with this new profound version of you that you've now shifted. Okay, it may be weird for a little bit. Again, invite people into your new life. Let go of those that don't serve you anymore. Gracefully, because they served you for a time being. And maybe some of that hurdle is, imagine this, if you shift and the people that are your friends that like you for the old version of you and they don't like you anymore, guess what that means? That's your contrasting event to stay strong to this new version of you, so that way you can choose to be this version. By choice, not to confine back to normal, like, oh, I'm in fear that I'm going to lose you guys, that now my abandonment wounds are kicking in, and now I'm just going to go back to being this because it's comfortable for you, rather than letting them go gracefully. Thank you for showing me my true sign of strength as I evolve. And now I'm so excited to see what new friends and soul tribe comes in next as part of my new journey. Like, always be looking towards what excites you, because the only consistency in the universe is change. And it's always shifting, or at least in this physical reality. Because up there, where everything exists all at once, it's like you have this movie frame, right? Of everything that you could possibly be. We just get to experience time on Earth. That's the only wonderful part about this, because time is an illusion. You can actually shift and channel at any given moment which part of you want to be, like, right now, right? And this is just this illusion. Where was I going with that? It's just an illusion. Like, it all exists all at once up in the spiritual, realm, higher density realms, outside of this physical reality. Here's the thing, you're channeling all the time. You're channeling your higher self all the time. You are your higher self. The only difference is you just cut the connection. I mean, you are it. And once you realize you're it, you're like, oh crap, I'm just experiencing human reality. I'm just experiencing this because I want to. Because I want to just expand things. I want to relearn things. And there's this new anime I started watching. Something about the most powerful demon lord reincarnated to like a typical nobody. And I've been watching a lot of animes lately that are just that have been on point with like owning how powerful you are, yet they all kind of hide it. or they all are this like the best character in the anime, and they're very humble about it. And more than anything, they want to be more of like typical nobodies, like the daily life of the immortal king. Such a good anime. It's literally he's source energy, just enjoying a normal life. So once you realize that, it's like everything you've created is you. Everything's a reflection of you and the changes you're making from within. And I've experienced it firsthand. I started shifting, I started healing areas. All of a sudden, my mom, my little brother, their consciousness has shifted and they're way more open and communicative, and everything's coming from like a loving place. It's crazy when you start giving people an opportunity to view you, the new you, and when you invite them, because originally it wasn't that easy. Now it is. Everything's just a hurdle. You just got to stay strong to it. Because again, up there, it all exists here and now. You just get to experience the frames and you get to choose where you want to be. So start shifting to your belief to anything is possible if you choose it. If you choose it. And everything is a choice in the now moment. That's why your most power is in the present. Don't look at the future. Don't look at the past. The past is shifting whenever you change your beliefs around it and forgive it to give it a new meaning. Like instead of, oh, this happened to me, blah, 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 I'm a victim. I'm the victor. Thank you for showing me all this contrast. Now I'm even more powerful. I can communicate better. I can set healthy boundaries because I dated this narcissistic person. That did happen to me. Do you get my point? Anyway, though, in this new anime, this demon lord who said, you know, he's defeated all the toughest enemies, even slain the gods himself, and he's the most powerful one essentially in the world. He chose to reincarnate on purpose, to give up all of his power. Actually, I'm still on like the first episode, so 2 episodes maybe. And it seems like he still has his powers and abilities from the magic he's casting. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to find out. Either way, though, he decided to restart because he wanted to re-experience things. And it sounds like this time, you know, a lot of people feared him because he's so powerful. And he wanted to make friends this time. And he wanted people to like him for just being him. Like, imagine choosing to give that all up because you just got so bored. And that's what I love about animes like this, because it helps even me realize it's like, that's literally what the human experience is. Like, there's no freaking way at our level of consciousness, how complex the universe is and how literally almost anything is possible. It is. You can think of. Essentially, yeah, it is. And it's just showing us, like, how are things not possible? Like, imagine back in like the 1600s when there wasn't electricity. I hope they didn't have electricity back then, or light bulbs, right? Or whenever they didn't have them. Imagine that. Like, nobody even thought about that possibly existing, and it already existed. Like, everything you needed, the resources to create a light bulb, the resources to create a MacBook Pro, it already existed on the planet, right? It already existed. It took the creative people to keep diving into science and finding more interest and showing up as who they were, even though some of them were claimed as witches and probably were burned, right? Although they kept taking those leaps and trusting themselves, and eventually it created this beautiful thing that we get to benefit from. So what is it that you get to create and create a benefit for others through this journey, including yourself? I mean, just for me making content, I've expanded in ways I couldn't even imagine. I've wanted to be this version of me for so long. Like, I used to have overthinking thoughts and a lot of fear and a lot of stress and anxiety. And I found ways how to navigate it. Yeah, the healing journey wasn't instant. However, if I knew that I can just instantly add awareness to things and heal instantly, and shift my beliefs, I may have not believed that was possible then. Sometimes you do have to go through the journey in order to figure that out. That may have come a little sooner because I edited this part in. Because I forgot to add this part about this part. So we'll find out. Maybe I jumped to the answer too quick. So that's my point, though. It's like everything exists here and now. Are you willing to take the leap in faith and trust yourself over the fear of your beliefs? Beliefs of rejection, beliefs of you're not going to be good enough, beliefs of unworthiness, because that's how it's been in the past. Okay, it's not the past, it's now, and you get to choose now. You're a new version every moment. You get to choose, so start being, just start. The best thing you can do is just start, because again, when I started my YouTube journey, I just went in, right? And I just started. And as I kept going and going, and yeah, I might be like 220 videos, something in, like 25. This might be 25th, 26th, 226. I don't know. Either way, just from starting, now it's like at the beginning it felt all slow, and now it's like the days just go by and I'm making a video every day. Like it's natural for me. It's a neutral, natural thing. And my editing skills, I don't worry about. I don't worry about how long it's going to take me to make this video or anything like that. I keep trying to make shorter videos, and this is what keeps flowing out. And at one point, I was like so much in fear of like, oh man, it has to be perfect. I can't mess up, like blah, blah, blah. Like I couldn't even speak in this much level of flow and make videos this long because I didn't even have enough things to talk about. And as I kept going on my journey, I gained more things. More things got presented to me, and I didn't stop my learning. I'm still in my own coaching program, a very wonderful one that helps me expand, while I also keep gaining more knowledge. And educating myself further. So, and it's like the universe, me, myself, is a reflection of what I need next on my journey. And I just keep eating it up now at this point. So that's why reincarnation is a choice. So you can start remembering how powerful you are, because it gets so boring having it all. It's kind of claustrophobic. You're like, man, where's the new? Like, oh man, you ran out of new stuff. Like, it gets kind of weird, man. You know, imagine being in a box your whole life and you're just stuck in that box. There's nothing left to do. Like, if you have nothing to do, like, because you've experienced it all, everything becomes kind of mundane. And that's kind of one of the realizations I've had, is like, once you realize you're the creator, you no longer like really react to things. You respond. You choose how you want to respond to whatever situation is being presented to you. And I choose to respond from an unconditional loving place. So what I mean by this also is it becomes very mundane. It's like, oh man, now it's like, all right, something bad happens. It's like, well, I don't need to fear it. I'm an eternal spiritual being. What's the rush? And then it kind of also takes away my excitement. And then I'm like, well, why? I'm still human. I still get to have this experience. Why not have the fun out of experiencing it? So that's what brings me back to, I'm like, I am here for that. I get to get creative in how I respond. Let's say something, and I still have emotions, right? I still feel them. I feel them very quickly, and I recognize, how am I feeling in this moment? How can I communicate my feelings in the best way that's true to myself and alignment out of respect to this person, so I don't want to react to them either? And it's like, I don't really feel the need to react. In fact, I get more excited to find a creative way to respond in a meaningful, deep way. And it's like, yeah, I might be over-explaining. I used to be a trauma response in text messages. However, it's like, well, if it's true in alignment, I've gotten this really good creative way of putting my words together in a way to really express how I'm feeling, adding some details. It's not over-explaining. Why? Because it's authentic to me. Yeah, maybe I can probably leave a few details out. However, if it's true and meaningful, it's like, why would I leave it out? It's like, I think that's part of the thing about spiritual awakening, is like, as yeah, finally there's a breath of fresh air and everybody's loving and caring, and it's like, oh, now there's a whole nother level to it. You get to show how much you love and care. You get to truly show up in that energy, and that energy is one towards yourself and others. And it's a much more potent way. So it actually kind of becomes a little more difficult, because now you get to be more creative. It's not even difficult. It's a challenge. We want the challenges. We want the experiences. We want the reincarnation. That's why we're here. All right, now back to whatever video I was making, now that I've added this clip in here that's also gone out of, gone bonkers in the way it was meant to be. Hope you're enjoying this. All right, back to the video. Let me know in the comments below how I assisted you today. Have a wonderful, magnificent, transformative, alchemizing day. I may still keep using love and light vibration out, because the vibration I'm giving you is love and light. An unconditional love from me into all of you, which we're all just the same. We're all the same being, having individual human experiences. So have that pleasant day. All right? And like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so that way you're notified when more of my content does come out. All right, peace out.